Hey everybody, Chad here. In this video, we're going to talk about Thailand credit card processing scams. Now, the best way to explain this is give you examples, baby. And before we get started, this doesn't just apply to Thailand. This applies to really once you get into international waters. Okay, if you go to the Philippines, Asian countries, wherever, you get outside of the United States, Europe, the UK, okay, that's governors that has more laws around payment processing and stuff like that. So this does apply to you, especially if you're traveling. Now, if you're just going for 1 week, to be honest with you, if you're just going for 1 week, a 2-week vacation in Thailand, everything's paid for before you even go, you might not experience this. You might have vacationed your whole life and you never experienced this because you're not living in another country. Okay, you're not really traveling. You're just going on a 1-week vacation, 2-week vacation, you come back to your country. Okay, and that's how I vacationed for a long time. Then when I I lived in Thailand. If you don't know, I lived in Thailand for 1 year. I lived in Phuket, Patong, Phuket, Thailand. Lived there almost 1 year, about 10 months, 10 and a half months, something like that. So if you're kind of like me, where you're living in a foreign country and you're traveling within that country, or you could start off on Thailand and you want to fly to the Philippines, or you don't know how long you're going to stay in Thailand, so you don't have a return ticket, a return flight to go back home, then you have to purchase your return flight to come back home. You probably have some of these experiences, some of these examples, real examples that happened to me, happen to you, or try to happen to you. So the best way to explain this, these are credit card processing scams. So how this works is once you leave your country, you get into international waters. And I was in Thailand when this was happening, and I have a couple examples that really happened. I have them written down, so I don't have a brain fart, of course. One time this actually happened through booking.com. Now, Booking.com in the United States is actually pretty good because they're governed by laws, credit card processing laws, payment processing laws, price gouging. The prices don't go up and down in the United States or Europe like you experience in Thailand. Once you leave international waters, boop, 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 the prices go up and down, okay? Like a roller coaster. Okay, so what I mean by a credit card processing scam is this. Okay, I was staying in Adamatra, so a couple of times I went down and I would pay for the month. I think I stayed there, Adamatra, I think I stayed there 6 months or 7 months out of my year of staying in Thailand. So I would pay every month, and a couple of times I would go down and see what type of deal they would give me, or they would at least match what I would pay online. Remember, online is usually always cheaper than paying walking in. A walk-in price is usually more expensive. They price gouge, they bring it up. So then most of the time I would book online. So one time I used booking.com. Used it one time, never again. This is the reason why. Because it's a credit card processing scam. It's a processing scam. So what I mean is by processing scam is you go to booking.com, you see your hotel, they have the best deal out of all the other websites, and then usually it's not that great of a deal. Sometimes, it's within a, handful of dollars or something like that. But anyway, they have the best deal. And you choose that deal. They almost stay 30 days at Adamatra, the resort in Thailand, and you see the final price. Okay, you go to type in your credit card, and you see the final price, and you type in your credit card, you hit send, and your payment's processing. Okay, just like you make a normal purchase or whatever. Once you see that final price, that's what you think you're going to pay. Okay, this is what I mean by credit card processing scam. So then right after I do this, I get an email from booking.com that says that your payment's processing. During your payment processing, your total might go up. Because it says right on the email, the prices are going up and down. So whenever your payment hits, your payment could actually go up, or that final price could actually go up. So I'm scratching my head and I'm thinking, what's this? The final price is the final price. Like if I'm in the United States, every time you buy something, airline flights, hotels or whatever, when it says the final price, that's what you pay. There is no processing of your final price might change because whenever that payment actually hits the hotel and clears your bank. Okay, that's what I mean by credit card processing scams. It's a processing scam. Okay, they're scamming you in the time it takes for your payment to process for what you just paid for. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. So what they're doing is they're changing that final price, but after you've already paid for it. You get what I'm saying? So this happened to me. It happened to me several times. It happened to me once at Booking.com. And, they sent me that email. So then I thought, well, I'll wait a little bit longer to see kind of what happens. And then they sent me another email of the receipt. The receipt changes, okay? Then it gives a final price on the receipt, which is different from the final price they gave me before I typed in my credit card. The price, so they're kind of scamming you on the receipt too. They're making it look like that was the final price you're looking at online. So they're changing the prices. So they're sending you a receipt and which you didn't agree to. So it's a credit card processing scam. It's processing on the terms. Once you type in your credit card, you hit send, it's processing at that point. During that processing time, they're scamming you, but they're raising the price on you. So I'm like, okay, this isn't gonna fly with a Chad. Okay, so I reach out. They had Booking.com had a chat bot, so I reach out to support on the chat bot. That was no help whatsoever, because most of the time these chat bots, they work in the Philippines or Thailand or some other country. So I told him what happens. Then then he was just drilling me, dude. He's like, send me screenshots, send me this, send me our policy documents, because I wanted a refund. At this point, once you're scamming me, well, I want a refund. Okay, I don't want to pay for nothing through you guys. I just want a refund. So he wouldn't even give me a refund. I mean, he gave me all through the thing. He wanted all this documentation, the policy, privacy policy, all this stuff. I said, what does it have to do with anything? I sent him screenshots. Even when I was online chatting with him, I was sending him like screenshots of Booking.com, the same hotel. It was actually cheaper than what I purchased 30 minutes ago. I was sending him screenshots galore, and he would come back and say, well, that's not enough. That's not enough. Sorry, that's not enough. So I'm like, I was getting nowhere with him on the chatbot. So then I got my cell phone, called Booking.com so I could talk to him in person, talk to a customer service in person. When I got on the customer service, I asked for a manager right away. And then I said, hey, look, this is what's going on. I explained the story. I'm not going to explain it to you. I'm just repeating myself. So I explained the story, and I said, I'm from the United States, so this is a processing scam. Like what you say, what the final price is, and I have a screenshot, and I talked to the representative through the chatbot. He said it wasn't enough, but it is enough. Once you have a final price, that's what I pay. Okay. Once I type in my credit card, that's what the final price is. That's what I pay. There is no processing. Like while your credit card's processing, prices might rise. No. That's not how it works in the United States. So she was all, they were really good at that point. They did solve it for me. They just basically came back and said, well, we have to wait for it to actually clear your bank so we know what you're really charged. And then we will refund you the difference. So I said, okay, I was cool with that. Now, when they did refund me, they kind of refund me into a credit. Like I was going to go back to Booking.com. So, but they did like refund me. But that was kind of like my first experience with almost like a processing scam, because once you leave your home country, you go to international waters, rules don't apply. Okay. They're trying to get away with it. And one of the ways they try to get away with it is because they think that you really need it. Okay. You really need it right now, so you have to pay for it. You have to move forward with it, okay? So they kind of got you by the hand, got you handcuffed a little bit. But unfortunately, I was booking things in advance and stuff like that, so I kind of had time to play around and fix it. But that's one thing to really watch out for. And this happens to a lot of my friends that travel a lot, or they might go to Thailand for a few months and then they want to stay, or they'll go to Thailand or fly someplace else in Thailand, or fly to the Philippines and come back, and they start noticing like this processing scam. They're like, what is this? Like, I pay a final price, then they say the price increases after the payment processes. So that's one thing to watch out for. Another one that happened to me, I'll look up here, have it written down, is through, the first one was through booking a hotel, booking a resort in Thailand. The second one happened to me when I was actually planning on coming back to the States. Right now I'm back in the States, I'm in my home office, visiting family and stuff like that. So when I was booking my airline ticket to come back, it happened to me again. And I forget what airline I was using, but they did the same exact thing. They had a final price. I remember my final price was like $800, something in $850, something like that, USD. Maybe $850 to actually do a one-way ticket back to the United States. And I get the same type of email that, basically emails confirming your purchase, and they say, well, while your payment's processing, prices may go up and down. Now they're not going to charge you cheaper, of course, but they're going to charge you more. So I'm thinking, dude, not again. Not again, like a booking.com type of thing, because I'm with an airline at this point. So then I wait. So this took maybe at least a 24-hour time span. Okay. So the next day I check my email. I get an email from the airline I used, and I forget what airline it was. Did the exact same thing. They say, oh, while your payment was processing, flights went up. Your new price is, I think it was $1,400 and something. So it went from $850 to $1,400 something. So it went up by $600 USD, not 600 baht, $600. So I'm thinking, dude, no way. I'm not playing this. And then it had down there, now this was easy. It had down there, well, if you want to cancel, we'll do your full refund. So then I went through the cancellation process. I got the full refund. So that was fine and dandy, but they still try to get away with it, okay? Because again, when you're booking a flight home, technically they're thinking, I'm in sales, I'm in marketing, business, stuff like that. So in marketing, technically they're thinking kind of the scams in marketing is that, well, if someone's booking a flight home, they could be booking at the last minute. They really need to go home. They don't have time to wait. Maybe their visa's going to expire, whatnot. So they need to go. So they're going to pay for it. They're going to move forward. No, that's a sales tactic. The sales tactic is, once I type in my credit card, once I move forward, okay, then they change the price goes up, even if it goes up by $600. There's going to be a certain percentage of people that move forward that actually pay that. Okay, it's in all sales. If you work in sales, you know what I'm talking about. You don't give everybody, when you're working in sales, you don't give your customers, okay, all the information up front. You kind of baby feed them information, okay? Because you baby feed them information, then they're more likely to keep on moving forward. Okay, same way if you bought a car. Probably all of us at one point have bought a car. It's like car sales. Okay, that's why they're always in and out, getting up, going somewhere, coming back, talking to you, but they're trying to control the conversation. They're baby feeding you information. It's the same way here in these credit card processing scams. Now, luckily, I didn't need to go home. I was doing all this in advance. So, I had time to sit there and say, no, I want a refund. Then I gave it a couple weeks. I started searching again, and finally I found an airline that didn't pull that crap with me. Okay, but rest assured, if I can talk, is that once you go to another country and you're kind of like me, you're not just going for yes, you're going for vacation, but you want to stay a long stay. You want to travel around that country, maybe all around the country. You might country hop or whatnot. So you're basically what you're doing. You're in another country, but you're paying for hotels. You're not just doing it in cash. You're paying for airlines and stuff like that, where you use a debit card or a credit card. And the end price isn't always the end price like it would be in Europe and the US and UK and such not, because there's laws that protect people around that. So again, once you leave your country, depending on what country you're going to, you might experience this. Now, one way around this is not really around it, but to protect yourself, I did write that down, is once I started to kind of get more experience with this, is anytime that I purchased my resort online, anytime I purchased, a flight, an airline flight, outside my own country, outside the United States, it's so easy nowadays to take a screenshot. If you're doing it from your phone, it's so easy to take a screenshot. If you're doing it on your laptop, it's so easy to take a screenshot. So that way, you have that screenshot. It's date stamped in your phone, so they know when you've taken it. And this is how I do it. I take once I know I'm gonna buy it, I take a screenshot of the whole page that shows that ending price I'm gonna pay. Once I go to the payment page, I type in my credit card. I take another screenshot. That way it shows the final price and me typing in my credit card. I take a final screenshot. That way I know and I can prove, no, this is the final price before this processing scam comes in. My things keep on going back. I got getting longer hair here, so I'll keep this like little thing, keep my hair flat. I'm not have a white afro going on. But that's the way to protect yourself, is take screenshots. It's so easy nowadays to do it. I mean, and that will protect you. I mean, honestly, when you start taking screenshots, because in my experience going through this, don't rely on, well, they're sending me an email of the price I paid. No. They're sending you an email, but they're changed their price. They're sending an email, but it won't be the final price that you saw online when you type in your credit card. Okay. That price will be changed. It will look like and appear like that's the price they showed online. And that's how they'll argue with you. Okay, that's how customer service will argue with you. That they will say that, I'm gonna take this off, it's going down anyway. That's how customer service will argue with you, because they'll say, they're play devil's advocate. It's like when you start explaining what happened, they'll be like, oh no, we don't do that. No, you're lying. You're making this up. We don't do that. And I'll let them go on for a little bit, because I'll play with them and toy with them a little bit. You know what I mean? Because I know I got proof. And they're pull the same stuff. No, that's what you saw. That was the final price you saw. We got the receipt. We don't do that. And then all of a sudden I say, well, I got screenshots. I got screenshots what the final price was. I got screenshots when I typed in my credit card. It's all date stamped. I can send you these screenshots if you like. If you needed screenshots, so you can authorize a refund. Or I negotiate with them. I say, well, I don't really want a refund, okay, but I want a refund of the difference. Okay, I don't want to cancel and you give me a refund. I just want you to do the right thing. And I'll pay what my final price was initially, what showed on my screenshot. That's the price I'll pay. Then you refund me the difference, and that's usually what they do. And the thing of the flight, I didn't even give them a time of day. They said refund. And I said, okay, give me a refund. I'll go to someplace else. I'll go to another airline. But that's one way to really protect it, because they will fight you on it. They will be like, oh, we don't do that. We don't price gouge. We don't change prices when it's processing. We don't do that kind of stuff. We don't know what you're talking about, but they do. There's probably a lot of people you can talk to that it's happened to, or at least experienced it. They handle it. They don't get scammed, but they do it because people's in a hurry. If I do a flight home, they might think, well, he can't change his flight. He has to pay us. It's a sales and marketing tactic. He has to pay us because he has to go home. In my situation, I didn't have to go home, so I had time. I could just cancel it and book another flight, a month out or whatnot, or because I did everything in advance. I kind of started working ahead. That being said, hopefully that was helpful. I know that's even when I went to Thailand, I started really going around different countries. That's the first time I really kind of started experiencing it, and I don't know really what to call it. I don't know if I'm calling it the right thing. And it's a processing scam where while your payment is processing, they're going to raise the price. It's going to be a different ending total than what you actually saw, what you actually approved by your credit card. So other than that, hopefully that helps. Hopefully it doesn't scare you. But it shouldn't scare you. It's going to happen if you travel like that. But, you know, just do things in advance. Don't wait till the last minute. You wait till the last minute, you might be stuck paying it. Or you're stuck, you know, using your last couple of days of vacation, your last couple of days trying to scramble and figure things out and stuff like that. So do things in advance. Take screenshots. Keep your receipts. And you should be okay. But if you don't keep your receipts, you don't take screenshots, well, you know, it might be a little bit harder to get refunds, and it might be, you know, then you might just have to pay for it, or you get a refund and you have to start over, searching what you want to do, either hotels, airlines, or whatnot. It's sad that it's like this. You know, you never expect it would be like this, but once you leave your home country, certain laws are in place in other countries. You're in their country. So if you're in Thailand, Philippines, or whatnot, you go by their laws. It's like your U.S. laws don't matter. Your European laws, UK laws don't matter. You're in their country, bottom line. So there's certain things to look out for. It's not a bad country. I love Thailand, but there's certain things to look out for if you're a newbie. Other than that, I'll see you in the next video.